Hi, it's Carrie. In today's 5-Minute Friday, I wanted to address some of the common mistakes that I see in published systematic review searches. Shocking, I know, right? So let's look at a couple I found. I just pulled two. And I wanted to talk about the use of quotes for phrases. So this is from a systematic review. I will link the review in the video description below. You'll see that some terms do not have field tags or quotes, and this affects how the database searches for these terms. So for example, I'm going to point out physical activity and wearable device, and I'll show you how that gets translated in the databases if you decide to search without quotes. And the next one is another systematic review that I'll link in the video description below. And I want to point out terms like fetal life, UV rays, ultraviolet rays, vitamin D. None of these have quotes or field tags, and that's going to affect how the search runs in the database. And the most important thing here is that I don't think authors understand what is happening when they create searches like these. So let's take a look at what happens. Here we are in PubMed, and I want to show you a couple of these examples that I just noted. If we look for wearable device, no quotes, no field tags, it's going to look for wearable and device, any order, anywhere in the record. So we'll click search. And here we see 25,944 results. For the most part, it's working, but we see wearable and then maybe device somewhere else. Now, if we wanted to search for this phrase, these words in this order, we use quotes. And then we click search. Now let's watch the number of results go down from 25,944 to 2,180, and that's because somewhere in the record, wearable device is a phrase right here. I want you to understand how this works. It's very important. If you're going to use quotes, it's also important that we use plurals, and that's a topic for another day. But I just want to show you, if I use the plural, wearable devices, we're going to get more results, 6,313. Please do a little bit of trial and error before you decide to finalize your search. Let's look at another one, physical activity. And we get 693,294 results. That's because we're looking for physical and activity anywhere in the record, in any order, any number of words apart, just those two words. We will use quotes, and we get 160,636 results, and that's because we are now seeing physical activity as a phrase, these two words together in this order. So in my opinion, when you're searching without quotes and without field tags in your systematic review searches, it fails to be a systematic review. Why? Because the database is doing things with it behind the scenes that we don't know, that we don't capture, and that are not reproducible. Let's look at Embase. We're going to go here and try wearable device. We'll show 24,510 results. Now Embase uses single quotes for its quotes. And so let's try that. Wearable device. It should go down to 2,717 results. Why? Because we looked specifically for wearable device instead of letting it map to things that we may or may not want. Let's look for vitamin D. It looks for vitamin and D, 235,545 results. That D could be an author's middle initial. Not great. If we use vitamin D in quotes and click search, we get 163,968 results. Now, let's look at Cinol. Remember the one we had for fetal life? If we do fetal life in Cinol, it thinks we are confused, and it tells us, no, we're going to look for fetal lie. And what we got was 43 results looking for fetal lie. What we want is not fetal lie. Let's try that again with fetal life. And it's going to ask us again, we're showing you fetal lie. Would you prefer fetal life? Yes. 1,119 results. Let's look at those. And it's looking for fetal anywhere in the record and life anywhere in the record. Now if we use quotes, we'll click search. We get 567 results. It essentially cut that in half, and it's because it's now looking for that phrase. I'll show you one more. We'll do UV rays. No quotes, no field tags. We get 2,348 results, and we're getting some literature about UV rays. It's also mapping to ultraviolet rays. It may be mapping to UV radiation. We don't know. We want UV rays. We'll put quotes around it, click search, and 2,285. So in this case, it didn't make a huge difference, but enough of a difference to be significant, enough of a difference for you to please understand how your search works before you decide to run it. So please use quotes around phrases, consider adding plurals, consider adding variations on terminology so that you know what you're searching for and it's reproducible. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.